G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game of Age of Empires 4. Today we are on Himeyama to watch some ranked battles happening. Of course we've got two high level players here, two Conqueror 3 players that I'm sure you'll be familiar with. Anyway, let's get into it and introduce exactly who we've got. Sporting on the east side of the map in the colour purple, playing as the Knights Templar. Representing Team Liquid, it's Demu. Oh my god, that scout was so loud, dude. It whispered into my ears with its entire voice. Anyway, on the west side of the map, in the color red, playing as the Japanese today, we've got SAS. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a casted game. A pleasure to have your company, as we do indeed have a showdown in the middle of the map. I suspect we're probably going to see some fishing boats out early on. Now, I wonder if there's a world where instead of opening up with a dock, you open up with a racks instead. Probably not, but I'm just thinking out loud here. It could work. Maybe you go dock into racks. I suspect that's probably what they're going to do. It just makes sense, right? Like, you should be able to kill the enemy's dock by the time you get to feudal. So that makes sense to me. Anyway, I like the look of this game. If you like the look of it as well, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button. That is really going to help out the traction of the video. And of course, make sure you check out EGC TV tonight. After this video is posted, about 2 to 3 hours after it goes live, EGC TV is going to be live, and top level players are going to be over there. Demo's going to be over there. I think SAS is going to be over there as well, so make sure you check it out. We'll be casting lots of games from EGC TV. Apologies, I've been awake for a little bit here. But yes, anyway, let's get into it, because I don't actually think we've seen a Knights Templar water opening yet. And now that I think about it, they would be incredibly powerful on water, or like with any water opening, just because their villagers are gathering more wood than the average bear. They don't need a lumber camp, so you don't need to drop off. Like, there's just so many good reasons why you would want to pick the Knights Templar on a water map. And I'm curious to see whether or not we get this second, or rather this racks down at all. Maybe they just don't do it. I mean, for the Japanese, you know, what's interesting is I've kind of noticed a lot of people have been picking the Japanese. I don't know about you guys, but like, I'm seeing a lot of Japanese out here lately. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what they do here today with SAS. Of course, we're aware of that new Temple of Equality strategy that has been hot on the ladder recently. Have you been playing any games with them? Have you been seeing it? How has it been for you guys out there? You've been spamming it yourself, maybe? A little bit of Temple of Equality spam. But so far, early game for both of these guys. It's very chill. There's definitely a world where you could opt for Shinobis instead of just playing the standard age up. But I think, like, realistically, the best bet is just going to be, it looks like they're just probably going to play it passive from the start. We don't see any real diversion from the villagers on wood or villagers on food. Like, everyone's just heading towards that age up, and you can see the timing on this right now. Yeah, so very much not going to be focused on getting this out and trying to actually contest the docks here early on, which I'm kind of curious to see how they go. Like, do they just potentially look to allow each other? They wouldn't. There's going to be galleys out here very, very early on. We could even potentially see some emplacements, but look at this Demo already coming to share the fish of his opponent. Age up's going to be coming through shortly. In fact, we've got SAS out here with 5 vills on gold compared to Demo, who's got 5 vills on gold. So they're definitely making their way towards it. SAS about to click up. He's a little bit behind on the food count, though, that is for sure. Whereas Demo, he's got enough for it, so he's probably going to be the first to click up. I would suspect we're going to see the French here. I can't imagine a world where we don't see the French. But there has been times where I have been surprised. Now, age up timing, not terrible here. There it is, and it's the French. No real surprise. Other side, I'm suspecting we see the Kura storehouse. Let's have a look and see. What's it going to be? And is it going to be right here? Somewhere in this region? There should be a spot. Oh, actually, there's a bit of an awkward... It's the Coca Township. All right, so we are going to be seeing Shinobis. So I do love the fact that you can switch it up with the Japanese. Like, you're not really forced into one specific landmark. And now with the Temple of Equality being quite good in Castle Age, it also means that we can see different castle landmarks as well, which is very exciting. I like that a lot. Meanwhile, scouts are going to do their work. We'll check in and see how many relics have they each spotted. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4... And that's the 5th relic, so that has been spotted. Of course, he's playing the Knights Templar, spotted all 5 relics. Meanwhile, for SAS, if we check on board with him, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, and he spotted out the 5th one as well. So they've all spotted all 5 relics. They know where everything is. They know where all the hunts are. They know where all the good stuff is. Now the question is going to be, where do we go from here? 7 vills on the age up for SAS. He's going to be looking to put pressure on with that early Shinobi, undoubtedly. And immediately we see the galley in queue now for Demo. So yeah, it's like 4 minutes and 50 seconds. I feel like you could probably do Dark Age Rush, Spearman Pressure on the dock, and then just, you know, basically sit there with control. You could probably even go into a castle age from that. And I think with the Knights Templar as well, you could definitely get away with that. But Shinobi now in queue. Immediately the galley's out, so a little bit late on the age up for SAS, I will say that. Maybe not late, but definitely a little bit later than what you'd like. I mean, we've seen some pretty quick age ups for a lot of these civilizations when you open with the 3-ville opening on water. Now, at the moment, how does he deal exactly with the galley? Because realistically, all Demu needs to do is just kind of sit here, just kind of chill and camp this. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Hulk come out as well, but it kind of looks like, do we have a castle age potentially coming in? It could be the case that we've got a castle age on the way. There are Chevaliers coming out shortly, and the Pilgrim's making its way across. Nice little close sacred site here. Nice 110 just to open him up with. He's probably going to consider moving down towards the south side. Scout is going to be spotting it out, though. We're right on board with SAS as he is under attack, and he'll see towards the north, actually. That's... How do... Oh, it's the Shinobi. I'm like, I got a little bit confused there for a second. Like, hold on. Why is this villager sprinting across the map in purple, somehow able to see all this? And don't worry, we got it all sorted out in the end. Second Shinobi down towards the south side. He's going to come through, look to try and get that sabotage off, and is going to be successful. Scout still calling out spots the Pilgrim, looking to intercept. Undoubtedly, we will see those Chevaliers come out, and you can immediately see now the Chevalier in the south getting some great value in. Quite a bit of damage already through onto it. Meanwhile, up towards that top side, probably going to be looking to use that. Is it Shunto? Shunshin. Where did I get Shunto from? It must be a Dota 2 thing. Anyway, no, it's Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage has got that ability, the Shunshin. We'll check in with Demu though, see how he's doing. So it doesn't look like any castle age potentially just yet. Calm down, Drungo. You happy horse? You happy horse. That's a new one. Boar's been called by the scout. And now we see arrow slits coming through. So it's going to be naval arrow slits. And I think this is the smartest move, right? Like, and this is why I was saying, like, to me, the spearmen make the most sense. Because the moment that the naval arrow slits come out, like, this is all just shut down, right? No, you're not going to be gathering up any... you're not going to be gathering up any fish. I'm not going to be gathering up any fish. I mean, technically, there's a world where, like, you're repairing within this radius. And you can also bring fishing boats as well to repair. But then I guess you got to kind of focus down the fishing boats with it. But so already you can see like some decent damage out. He's going to pull that one back. Let's see if he can keep it alive. He should be able to, and indeed he does. So now that's going to go back and heal. So now it's about just balancing out this galley. So immediately the heals come through. You can see it's decent damage. I don't think he's going to be able to... Oh, he's decided to go after the fishing boat now. So we've got the first of the demo ships coming out. We've also got a bit of siege coming in. And in this meanwhile, the galley is repairing up from the dock. So I think the issue here for Demu is where does he go with regard to focusing these down? Or rather, for SAS, where does he go with regard to focusing this down? Because, I mean, Demu's definitely done a really good job of identifying exactly how to play this. Obviously done this 100 times before. And might potentially lose the fishing boats. He's going to drop one out. Final shot comes through. Explosive on the dock. And now, in the end, not a single fishing boat has been lost. I take it back. One fishing boat has been lost. It's the little things. It's the little things. Shinobi now going to Shunshin onto that back line. You can see he might actually get a villager kill. Indeed he will get a villager kill. So not too bad. But in the end, the dock goes down. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of resistance here from SAS. Like, he's obviously abandoned this. He only made the one samurai. Have I been saying samurai this whole time? Shinobi. I've been saying Shinobi, haven't I? Yeah, I've been saying Shinobi. Anyway, so it's very clear, like, he's kind of, like, given up this position, right? So I guess from his perspective, it made the most sense to do what he did. But I think he definitely forced a pretty good reaction from his opponent. The reality is, though, that he's given over some food, and that's definitely going to hurt. Floating gate coming up now. Age up also going to be coming through for Demu shortly. Suspect that he's probably going to be going into Genoa. Seems the most likely, most obvious. In this matchup, you could argue for heavy spearmen, though. I will say that right now, but Genoa just really seem to be the most common that people are going for. And we can see these vills. Where are these vills now on the move to? Maybe heading out towards the berries. Indeed, it looks like they... Oh, no, over onto the wood. Age up about to come through. He's got one more vill to build, and it is going to be Genoa. Yeah, so this is like your pretty much 95% of games now. This is what we're seeing, where players are going to be doing this. And I can assume for Imperial Age, we're probably going to see Poland. Anyway, Shinto Priest now going to be coming out, throwing in the Yorishiro into the back stable. Genoa on the way through, and we've seen Mounted Samurai onto the field. So I would suspect that SAS probably picks up a lion's share of the relics here. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets every single one, actually, because the problem that you've got right now is that while Demu's got like a good number advantage currently, the issue that you're going to have is the Mounted Samurai is very good with its trades. So as long as there's like a good number of Mounted Samurai on the field, he should be easily able to collect these relics. So we'll have to wait and see what the play is. But unfortunately, we don't see any Temple of Equality today. It's just going to be the Floating Gate, which is, you know, it's kind of like your nicer standard play style when you go for the Floating Gate. I mean, obviously, it's what we've been living with for the last couple of years. Double racks coming in on the side of Demu, so very aware of what his opponent is going to be throwing out here in this game. Monastery thrown down immediately. He says, Drongo, there is no chance I'm going to be giving him all 5 relics. He might get the Lion's Share today, but he's not getting all 5 of them. So the double racks is now down, so you can expect to see spears up here. Probably going to be looking to rally towards that north side. Wants to at least protect these 2. I'd also be tempted to wall in this 3rd one on the bottom side, just so that you could take a 3-2 advantage. But both of these pilgrims now coming through. But yeah, you can definitely like position your army on the north and then wall in the south, and that's going to guarantee that you get those 3 relics. So we'll see exactly how he looks to play this one out. I mean, it's too late to wall this now, because your enemy could just come up and snatch it from you. Vil's on the move. Spearman number looking good. He's actually going for a double archery range here as well. Hopefully we get to see some heavy crossbow, or some Genoese crossbow, as they're actually called. I'm often calling them heavy crossbow, because that's what they are. They're heavy boys. Shinobi down to the south side. Relic on the comeback here for Shinto Priest. He's making his way across, and we can see, where are your units? No units in queue. You're not going fast, Imperial. Surely not. No, he's going into Benaman. Okay, so he's upgraded the town center, looking to get the Benaman out on the field. Definitely makes some sense here. First of the relics now going to be picked up for Demo. We'll check in with him as he looks to get the ball on the court at the 11-minute mark for his relics. Hopefully he's looking to protect up towards the north. Doesn't have a whole lot of sight up there. We'll obviously be able to track the moment that they disappear, those relics. They will disappear off your minimap. So naturally, you will be very aware of it. But nice control already coming through from him. We can see immediately the villagers away from that position. Unfortunately, the Pilgrim's going to go down. He loses both of them. Spears are in here. They got their hardened upgrade only. No veterancy just yet. It's on the way through. About to drop in. And there we go. Spearmen have been upgraded. So he's now able to chase away this position. How's the relic looking? First relic's back. Second relic still up there. Third relic about to be stolen. He's doing a nice little weave here. Let's see if he can actually pick this one up. He's going to try and defend it with the galley. Interesting decision. Let's see if he can bait. Ideally, what you'd want to do is try and bait it out. Galley having a little bit of trouble. He's going to pick up the relic. No weaving, no bopping, no dead. It is dead. And immediately Demo, you can see, was rallied down towards here. So didn't even need the walls in the end. Was just easily able to defend this with the galley. I think you probably could have baited this away a little bit better. Like if you had a couple mounted samurai down here. I think he did actually have mounted samurai down here. But like go in and try and take the aggro of the galley and then look to steal it. But where one falls, the other one is successful. And so with that, he's going to weave his relics in very well here. So that's going to be 2 relics over to Demo at the moment. So that's 2 apiece now. Last relic is, of course, down here. A very safe one. Almost certainly we are going to be seeing Sass picking that one up. But once again, the Mounted Samurai having a bit of trouble here with the amount of spears. So expect it to see Yumi Ashigaru on the way. So we already start to see it. And we are truly witnessing the rise of Japan. Like, we are seeing a lot of Japan. I never really thought of them as a high-tier civilization, but it feels like a lot of people are now considering them to be a much more meta pick for your civilization choices. And it's interesting because, like, we're not just seeing them on maps that are, like, traditionally hybrid. Like, we're seeing them on maps that are now a little bit more land-oriented. Which is super cool. Like, we absolutely, I love the Japanese. I've been a big fan of them for a long time. Only when we get to see a lot of samurai, though. So hopefully Sass switches it up soon and we get to see a whole bunch of samurai just swinging their swords and kicking everybody. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, what have we got? We got some crossbows on the way. So no Genoese crossbowmen just yet. They're a little bit expensive on the gold side. You can be forgiven for not having them out immediately. I think they're more of like a late game sort of goal. Nah, who am I kidding? The Schlatter is your late game goal. Man, they got almost 500 health. That is ridiculous. Like, I've talked about this a while, right? For a while, and the concept has existed for a long time. Power creep, right? The idea that, you know, a game will start off and it will have its set civilization and they've got a specific amount of power, and then the new civs get added and they've got slightly more power, and then new civs get added on top of that, and then they've got slightly more power than the last ones, and then all of a sudden you look at like the base level versus the ones that just got added. So like the base level was like 3-4 years ago, which is what we're dealing with at the moment. And now all of a sudden it's like, okay, wow. Like the Schlatter is at almost 500 health compared to like the French Royal Knight, which used to be the king of the knights. And that's like, what, 370? Something like that. Like, it's more than like, what, more than 25% Is that math right? I think so. It's probably like 27, 28% higher health. I'd have to do the exact math on it, but it's in that region. It is a lot of health that you're talking for a unit. Numbers looking pretty good here, though, for Demu. He's double the military pop of his opponent. I think Sass is going to really need to work in quite a bit more of his Yumi Ashigaru if he wants to be able to hold this push. Vils are out towards the front, so he's going to have to fall back away from this position. I don't think there's any world where he's actually going to hold this. Springwood emplacement's definitely going to go a long way to helping, but you can see just the amount of units that are coming in from that top side as well. Plenty of spears here, and that's going to create a real problem for our Japanese player. So Yumi Ashigaru, we need to see those numbers rise. He's got 7 in Q all of a sudden, which is definitely going to help him out. But unfortunately, he needs them on the field right now. Nice little dive in by the mounted samurai. For the moment, they're able to keep themselves a little bit happy. I'm going to turn down the in-game sound just a little bit right here. Let me see if that's a little bit better. I think that's probably a bit better, isn't it? They're still screaming pretty loud down here. Springwood's unfortunately going to go down here together with all the farmhouses. Is there much food back towards the base? Not really. It's all farms, and the consequence of going for the Koka Township rather than the Kuru Storehouse is that you now have a reduced amount of farms. Because normally at this point, you would be rocking your 12 farms. You'd be having a very good time. And now this transition period, it means that you don't really have anything anywhere to go to. You've only got this, which is not particularly favorable. I suspect he'll be coming out here looking to try and take down this boar. We'll double check and see exactly what the play is. In fact, let's ride on board with Demu and witness exactly how he looks to play this, because you can see from Demu's perspective, he knows exactly what is up. He knows that there's going to be something out here. But unfortunately for him, it's not going to be villages, it's going to be units. Shinto Priest going to get caught out of position. Will be going down. Crossbowman number still looking pretty good. Springwood emplacement is through on this outpost. Second outpost going to get rushed up. He's going to throw all the Vils inside. Mounted Samurai able to dish out some pretty decent damage there before those villagers garrisoned. And now able to clean up the rest of this. Shouldn't have a problem with the Chevaliers. But more Vils going to be diving back out here. And now the spears have shown up, so naturally he's going to get out and dodge. And what he's doing here is great. You know, pulling away the enemy troops from that front line, saying, hey, you know, ignore me back there. Don't think about my base, just think about your base. That's what he's doing, and he's getting great little trades here as well. So the Chevaliers that are chasing, he's able to just do a little bit of damage as they're coming through. Now he's going to try and break through on this wall. Should be able to get through between the blacksmith without too much of a hassle. He can actually turn around and fight right there in that little position. Not going to happen. There is a gate. And he's going to branch off here. So this is exactly what he wants to do now that he's behind the walls. And just one on the gold mine, and then around the back of the base, see what else you can drop off. And just look to try and chase, and look at this. He's managed to actually get that mounted samurai back, so he's doing a wonderful job. Well done, Sass. You're buying yourself so much time. Exactly what you need, and you found yourself a whole feast of vegetables. A whole feast of villagers. That's what we wanted to go with. But unfortunately, we know the truth. There is no more that he's going to be able to find. Now, he's taken out 15 Vils this game, so he's done a very good job in keeping down the enemy. He's got quite a nice villager lead, but keep in mind, any of those villagers on wood, the 0 villagers that are on wood, are going to be stacking up quite a bit more than the average amount. So 3-2 relic split in the end in favor of the Japanese. Yumi Ashigaru number has started to build as well. They also have got, we've only got the Yumi Benaman, or rather we've only got the Yumi Benaman, so we don't actually have any Uma Benaman out at the moment. So that'll be something that he'll look to get. And, I mean, we got ourselves a pretty decent ball game here at this point. Let's do a quick, I mean, we could do a quick check on economies, but it's kind of pointless, right? You got to remember, like, Demu was just raided, so his economy is going to be looking a lot worse for wear than what it actually is. Whereas, like, Sass has obviously had no idle villagers for the last 60 seconds, so his economy is going to look impressive. Let's compare it just to see. So we're talking 1,600 here, 2,200 will give him. So 2,500 total resources generated per minute. And compare that to Demu, who is sitting on like barely 1,300. And that's the consequence of just being idle. It can cost you a lot with regard to resources. But it's important to remember that while it costs you with regard to resources, it's not a permanent thing. You're not losing, if you lose Vils, it's a permanent thing. But if you're not losing Vils, then you're fine. But yeah, unfortunately, like, this is definitely going to hurt. So that number is gonna get, it's going to have long-term effects. Let's just put it that way. Fortress now going to be coming down. He's just looking to take this engagement towards the south. I don't think Demu's paying attention. He's finally picked it up. And now the Yumi Ashigaru are going to try and kite away on the Chevalier. If he's able to take out the Chevalier, it means he can attack move down on the spears. And that's what he really wants to do. And you can see he's having a bit of trouble because that Chevalier is still in there. I would have actually just committed with the Mounted Samurai. Just get rid of the Chevaliers. And once those Chevaliers are down, now your Yumi Ashigaru are just going to be able to clean up everything. Mounted Samurai working together. You can see on the backside, the crossbow is going to try and take it out. But beautifully controlled here by Sass as he's now going to overwhelm the crossbow army. This should be a cleanup. The only issue you've got here is that there is a fortress that's coming up. I would just look to commit as much as I possibly could at this stage. He's going to try and go for the vills. A little bit bold of him to do that, but let's see how many he can pick up. That's going to be at least 5. Oh my lord, that's a whole massacre that we have just witnessed. He's just taken out 10 villagers. I can't believe it. That is incredible. Those things attack very quickly. I did not think, I honestly thought there was a chance in hell that he was going to get a single villager there. I figured it was up certainly that there was going to be no losses. But he lost absolute, like, he brought 15 vills out because he's like, okay, we'll do 15 and then we'll garrison them. So now Demu's lost 25 vills in this game. That is a huge amount of villagers that he has lost. Fortress up towards the north. So Demu's now on 2 fortresses. He's got both sacred sites within his control. So if Sass wants to win this, or at least to contest these this game, he's going to need to throw some force behind these sacred sites. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to go too crazy, right? Like, realistically, you can just kind of stand on the sacred site here. The burden is on Demu to actually react, and you can see, look at the military number right now. Demu is really far behind here, so this is going to be tough for him to win this game as the Knights Templar. The Japanese continue to push here, and Demu's got a couple of options as to how he plays this. The number one option I'm thinking of is, and this, don't at me, just go imp. I feel like that's my solution to everything. I'm just like, just go imp, bro. Just go imp. Go imp. Make some schlatter. You'll be fine. Like, we don't care about the sacred sites. We just care about the enemy not killing our units. So, I mean, spears are obviously going to be important. Vill's going to get caught out of position. They're back inside. He's taken out another 6 vills. Oh, my lord. He's taken out another 7 vills. How does he keep taking these vills out? I don't even see them getting taken out. Demu's just really unfortunate in these games. He's just losing so much. So, second town center has come down for Sass. Does Demu see this second TC? I don't know whether or not he actually saw that second TC. But if he did, that's quite big. It looks like, yeah, we've actually got treasure towers in. The upgrade has come through. So that's going to be lovely for Demu, giving him a bit of extra gold. He's got quite a few pilgrims out here now. 4 pilgrims. So you're looking at 170 gold for each one. So a total of, what, 340 times 2. So you're talking 680 gold coming through per minute. And that's obviously, it's not free gold, but it's free. It's population free. You know, you don't have to pay for it. Oh my god. Second TC, third TC behind this. Demu is, oh, he's doing what? I love this. I love this. I love this so much. And this is something I talk about often. You know, back in the days when I played StarCraft competitively, I remember one specific game I had. And oh my lord, I had lost so badly. And I knew the only way that I could come back into it was throwing a Hail Mary and just hoping that my enemy made a mistake by not trying to, like, commit further. And they killed my natural. And they were coming for my main. I was able to hold it with some Bannerlings. And then I was like, okay, I know what I need to do. I just need to put down like 5 bases and just hope. It wasn't 5. It was like 3 bases. I mean, that's kind of what Demu's doing at this stage, right? Like, look at the army. It's not that big. His opponent is outnumbering him by a mile. So instead of going imp, which I thought was definitely an option, he's definitely taking that second option that I surely would have considered. It's to double down on the TCs. So this is a smart move. And it hopefully means that that village account is going to build up very quickly for him. The other thing to note, he's going to be doing farm transitions. He's already started on that farm transition. Farm transition with the Knights Templar is a very good farm transition because they're gathering that wood a lot faster. And they don't have to put their, they don't have to put any woodcutter camps down or logging camps down. And because of that, they can just immediately put the farms in. They don't have to delete them. It's a nice little wood saving that you get. But now moving through onto that south side, those mounted samurai, for a second I thought they were elite mounted samurai because they've got a little tinge of gold on them to the south or to the bottom. But very fortunately for Demu, they're not elite samurai just yet. But I suspect they could be soon. I mean, I'm always on the suspicion. Oh, I just realized Sacred Site was never actually neutralized. Now, towards the north, we do have the double treb. Are these protected? Triple treb. Yeah, there's a bit of protection here. I mean, what's Demu got? He's got crossbow spearmen, right? Like, you're not going to be taking out trebs with crossbow spearmen. That's going to be very difficult for you to get there. Boiling Oil now coming in on the south side. Quite a lot of army here as well. How does he spot that? Look, there's nothing towards the north, but to the south, there's plenty of army. So he's just absolutely read Sass like a book here. And I tell you what, the Japanese are having trouble all of a sudden. He's trying to find a way through. Vills are going to start repairing up the fortress. And this is where the Mounted Samurai need to double back towards that top side immediately and look to try and clean up these Vills. Siege number is looking a little bit better as well. So how does Sass go about dealing with that? I mean, he's doing the right thing here. The trouble is, right, this is kind of the wombo combo. Spearman, crossbow, it's okay. But once the mangoes get mixed in, it becomes really difficult because now all of a sudden you need to deal with the mangoes. And how do you deal with the mangoes? I could deal with the crossbow, I could deal with the spearman, but now I can't deal with the mangoes. That was always sort of like the trump component or the trump card to it. Well, yeah, that's just it. Anyway, more pilgrims on the way. They're probably going to have to do a little bit of a shift down towards the south side. Don't be surprised if you see that. I think I've just been bitten by a mosquito. I saw it flying around here a bit earlier. Unfortunately, he got me. He got me, boys. All right. Nice little defense here. Is Sass thinking about it? Potential window. Demu could be thinking about it as well. You guys know I've got Imperial on my mind. I've got the Schlatter on my mind. Look at the trebs. Dude, he's got 5 trebs. Dude, I remember back in the day when 5 trebs used to be like, that was a real commitment. Whereas now, I guess against the Knights Templar, it really makes sense to be going quite heavy on the trebs. Because they're investing so much into their own defenses that you going into the trebs, it feels like you're getting a decent ROI. And when the treb numbers start to look like this, you can actually use them as decent snipers. Let's see if he's able to do some damage here. You can see he's got some damage onto that mango, sitting at about half health, or not even half health, a little bit under half health, about 40% right now. He's gonna pull back for another shot. Not able to get it. But I think he's definitely gonna be able to really push through here and do quite a bit of damage if he commits. Sprinkled number also looking quite good. And the army's building for both players. Now, keep in mind, Demu at this stage, I would still avoid fighting if I was him, just because you've dropped that 3rd TC. You know that it's going to be a little bit harder for you to hold in these fights because your opponent's only dropped the 1 TC. So it means they're spending more resources on military than you are, because you're spending more resources on villagers, and that's natural. Archers pushing back these vills for now. He's lost 38 so far this game. He's trying to keep up on that vill count. Only down 12 now. And a little bit of a mistake here by Sass. He doesn't want to get caught out. He spotted out a couple more villagers. Don't do it, Sass. Oh, running the gauntlet there, my friend. And Demu, once again, going to be looking to throw down a fortress. Where's he going? He's going down here. A bit of a weird spot. But I guess at the end of the day, as long as he's putting down more, I would have thought somewhere up here would have made a bit more sense. Maybe even up over on this north side to kind of protect this angle from any potential raids. Sorry, I just bonked you guys. I don't know if you guys heard that. I'm sure you would have. I didn't hear you get bonked in the mic. Like, because normally I will hear it. Maybe I'm just not listening. I'm trying to bonk you guys to see if you get it. Anyway, it's not going to be the case. Treb's working their magic in the middle. We'll check in with Sass and see how he's doing now. He's got a huge amount of line of sight because of these trebuchets. He's got the 1 over here. Plenty more over on this side. He's looking to neutralize the south. So is he just leaving the 1 treb up here just to kind of work it down slowly? Is that the play? Is that what you guys think? That's what I think. I think that's what it is. And you can see that Demu knows that the action is going to be towards the south. He sees only the single treb there and says, well, where's the rest of it? Well, that's where it's going to be. He's got some pretty decent line of sight here with the galley. Kind of doing a bit of spying for him. And now on the side of Sass, we watch as the trebs make their way down. This is like perfect Imperial territory. I feel like before you take this fight, you should back up a little bit, or maybe even like just get the trebs started and just go imp. The problem is if you take this fight, or if you start this fight right now with trebs, and the enemy pushes you while you're imp, and they see that you're imp, they will just immediately force the fight, and you'll lose the trebs or you lose the army. And like both of those are big prices that you're gonna have to pay. And you can see that Demu is just moving in 100% here. Sass has obviously got a pretty big army. Demu got a decent sized one as well. We're going to get ready because this UI is about to come off. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. I feel it. They're even Stevens here and towards the top side, the Mounted Samurai are working their way through. They want to hit those mangoes. You can see them slouching along the ground. Nice little control so far from the spears. A little bit out of position though, and at the back of the army, we do see the mangoes are going to be going down. Treb still working their magic. In the end, that fortress will indeed fall. And now the Mounted Samurai, together with those Yumi Ashigaru, are going to be facing off against those last little bits of the army left, the crossbowmen. Now, keep in mind, there's no Genoese crossbowmen out today yet. I say yet in the hopes that maybe one day we'll see it. Maybe one day, even accidentally, we might see him accidentally click the Mounted Samurai, the Genoese crossbowmen. But it's a position that has definitely just gotten a lot worse for Demo in this game. Sass has an opportunity right now to go imp. I think he should 100% take it. I mean, this is Drongo. This is the 27th time you've mentioned an opportunity to go imp. He's not going to take it. No, he's going to take it. He's got to take it. It'd be crazy not to take it. Take it, Sass. Take the opportunity. You've just won an insane fight. There's no prospects for your enemy to rebuild that quickly. I mean, what's the game plan from here? The game plan from here is you go imp, upgrade all your units, max out, get a whole bunch of mounted samurai in queue in all your stables, push, and then reinforce with your mounted samurai. And there's the Castle of the Crow now coming down on the sacred site in the north. It's got a very close by trade post, and Kingdom of Poland complete. I didn't even see that. How did I not see that? Kingdom of Poland already online for Demu. Look at that. Demu, you are ballsy to do that, my friend. That is so ballsy by Demu. If we look at his army, right, like, your enemy's got a 2-to-1 army right now, and you're just going imp. But this is what I was saying earlier about, like, the good thing about going Poland Imperial is you just start making Schlatter immediately. And yeah, you can see he's got 6 in queue straight away. And you got to remember that this unit comes out of the gates swinging so damn hard, dude. Like, look at this. 385 straight away. 385 health. Massive amount of damage. Huge ranged armor as well. It is just an incredibly powerful unit. And is Demu... He doesn't even look like he's going to take a straight-up fight. It looks like he's just going to start raiding with the Schlatter. Interesting decision, but at the same time, I mean, they do some big damage. You can see just how much able to take out those Vils. They're a bit slow to attack, but once they actually do get the connection, they're feeling pretty good. Actually, that's not even the Schlatter. Apologies. That was the charge from the Chevalier. I was wondering where all the damage was. I was like, hold on a minute. Don't the Schlatter do more damage than that? Then I realized I think I was clicking on the Schlatter, but looking at the Chevaliers. All right, numbers. Pretty good right here for Sass on the defense. He's immediately got the elite upgrades. We can see how quickly they came through. Jeez, that was a quick upgrade, wasn't it? And down towards the south side, Sacred Sites now both taken for Sass. So Demu on the defense once again as Sass looks to try and confirm victory here. Elite upgrades coming through for the Yumi Ashigaru. Also looking to pick up the extra bit of movement speed here. So increased mounted samurai move speed by 10%. Excuse me. While deflective army armor is active. And we hear that little trader that is being deposited somewhere. I feel like they should buff this landmark. I don't know. This landmark, it always feels a little bit meh to me, but I mean, to be fair, you're seeing pros use it at the top level. They could be going for like the hand cannoneers. I was gonna try and do an impersonation of them, but you know, I don't want to draw that just yet. Yeah. Anyway. Let's ride on board with Demu. Defense is mounting. 178 population out of the 200. 200 for Sass. He's obviously maxed. He's got a few units in queue, but not a whole lot in queue. We also start to see more upgrades on the way. Biology coming through. For Sass, he's going to start working down these defenses. Now, keep in mind, he's got the main town center. Then he's got the additional 2 fortresses to the south. Third one going to be coming up as well. Bit of a weird fortress location, all 3 of these, but at the same time, I can appreciate where he's coming from in the way that he just wants to kind of set up a new base, a new beginning. Let's just keep things safe down here. Definitely makes some sense. And the Treb's now going to start working down the monastery. We don't see any biology upgrade just yet. I'd like to see Demu grab the biology upgrade before he actually does this. The trouble that you're going to have is I don't think that university is going to be alive for much longer. I don't think there's a world where you can get 90 seconds on your university. Unless you're repairing it like a madman. And don't get me wrong, like the wood generation's pretty good for this civilization, but I don't know, man. Something tells me that 5 Trebs working it down, probably going to have something to say about it. Schlatter now going to try and find a way into the game once again. Let's check in with Sass and see how he's doing. Stonewall all the way across. Oh, I love it. I love it. But it's not all the way. It's not all the way. Indeed, Elite Samurai. Thank you for letting me know that you guys were fighting. So it's not all the way. So I would just be aware of that. Wallalol attempt, not gonna happen. Shut down. Why is that so loud? Why is your Wallalol so loud? And so he's gonna try and throw down a stone wall around the core. Let's see if he can get it. He looks like he will. Beautiful. I love this. I love it when you've got this stone wall around the core of your base. This is so good. All of your farms means you're never going to have to deal with too many problems, but look at the front now. Elite crossbowmen now starting to come through. I was going to say Abbasid, Yumi Ashigaru on the retreat. They've got their upgrades through. Still yet to pick up the big ticket items, though. We don't see incendiary arrows coming through just yet. Mounted Samurai caught out of position a little bit here. The spearman number looking pretty decent still in this game. And together with the crossbowmen on the back are able to absolutely shred through this. And the Knights Templar army able to overpower the Japanese very easily in this fight. So now Sass is going to have to head back to the drawing board. He's got quite a few more units in queue. Probably going to be wanting to fight underneath the Castle of the Crow. How we doing on raids back here? Nothing too crazy just yet. Vil count, only 23 taken out, 112 Vils in in the kitty, in the bag. Numbers now going to start to rebuild. And I love the way that Demu is playing this, just with such disrespect for walls. Like, he's put a little bit of a wall up, but like, compare that to what Sass has got, where Sass is going the full wall. Pilgrims can no longer travel to the sacred site. Okay, they should be able to travel down here, so I'm sure he'll be okay. So it looks like they've all been fixed up. You can see the Schlatter behind the scenes. We've got incendiary arrows going to be coming through. I love that Demu's, like, the army composition from him is actually so smart when you think about it, right? Like, the crossbowmen are obviously the damage. The front line, the tank, it is the Schlatter. They are incredible with how much damage they can tank. I think one of the things that people often look with this unit is, while it's got that crazy health pool, it's also got a huge amount of ranged armor. It means that Yumi Ashigaru are doing literally 1 damage to them. It is a sad state of affairs to be a Yumi Ashigaru in this matchup. Actually, let's check. 7 plus 7, I take it back. They're doing 14 damage there. 11, so they're only doing 3 damage. I was thinking about it, and then I was like, oh, hold on a minute. The Bannerman as well is also going to be a consideration, so we do need to consider that. But now up towards that top side. Schlatter, he's going to find a way through. He's deaf. You can feel it. He's really trying to get back into this game. I'm kind of in awe at the balls on this guy to actually go imp after all the times I suggested it as an option and him not taking it, and then like the one time I'd completely forgotten about it and he's like, yeah, imp. Don't get me wrong, like he knows what he's fucking doing, man. I can tell you that is for sure. Schlatter working its magic, holding on for dear life. Viscount still scrapping at the moment. Biology finally coming through. It's going to take 90 seconds, so he doesn't want to fight until 90 seconds. Once that 90-second timer is through, he's going to be A-okay. I'd love to see from Demu just a siege workshop right here and a battering ram towards this position. Just all you need is right on the edge. And at the same time, I'd love to see him start working on this edge as well. I mean, he's already doing a great job with the Schlatter behind enemy line. So I think this is like pretty much all you need to be doing. Just as long as you're sending out like just 2 or 3 at a time out here, because there's no walls out here. So it's easy to get behind. So you want to naturally continue to apply pressure. And I think doing exactly what he's doing right here is the right call. So I don't know if he's only just spotted that right now, that wall, but I don't think he... Oh, came to the wrong neighborhood. And you can see how little damage they take. I mean, the charges that come through do a lot of damage. Fortress in the middle. Mangonel going to try and take them down. Not going to happen. He's cancelled. The Fortress says, no, sorry, Bob. Not going to be happening. Let's check in with that upgrade. Biology, 32 seconds to go. He's going to start moving out towards the middle. 199 out of 200 population. He's losing villagers quickly, and he needs to get down here if he wants to defend. Vills have gone the wrong way around the gold mine. Going to result in their deaths. And now Sass takes the villager lead as Demu tries his best. 15 population space for him at the moment. He's got a whole bunch in queue. And Sass now on the offense, sieging down the fortress. 6,000 health, 4,000 remaining. Schlatter's come in, do a little bit of a charge, and Demu not waiting around, immediately getting Vills back out onto the gold vein. And now those Schlatter with their biology upgrade through 472 of the finest hit points you've ever seen. It's crazy. It's crazy the amount of work these things do. Oh god, it's crazy. It's so silly. Oh man, I already know what's gonna happen. The Schlatter are gonna win. The Schlatter, I know what's gonna happen. I don't care if they're outnumbered slightly. Actually, now that I look at the numbers, Demu's definitely the favorite to win this fight. Let's see if he's able to make the conversion as the Schlatter make their way to the front. A couple spear in the back. The crossbow's working down plenty, and it's Yumi Ashigaru only on the side of Sass, and because of that, he's gonna have such a tough time. All of these units mixed in. He wants to pick off the spears, but he's just having so much trouble. The Schlatter, he don't care about him. He's just A moving down mid, just one A click. That's all he needs to do. And now a huge amount of damage coming through from these crossbows. You can see how much they're cleaning up all of these samurai towards the back. And the Schlatter number does not fall. It just stays. It's a constant, man. It is a constant. It is never going down. Look at how much damage they're able to take from all of these range units on the backside. The Yumi Ashigaru are going to do their best to kite it out, but I don't think that it is happening today. The economy is not, the difference between them is not significant enough, and unfortunately, I suspect Sass is probably going to be tapping out shortly. You can see the gold number is starting to really wane for him here. Meanwhile, for Demu, he's at 2.7k gold per minute, and indeed, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it. Make sure you check out EGC TV tonight as Demu manages to snatch victory from the claws of Sass. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been a Caster Game. I've been Drongo. Go check out Sass as well as Demu as well. I'll leave links in the description to where you can watch them live. And of course, we'll catch you in the next one.